Hello, everyone. My name is Julian Tassenois. I work here at Odoo in Belgium, and today I'm here to tell you all about our service offer for partners. Actually, it's exactly 1 year ago that I had the opportunity to start working with partners. So, first of all, I took the time to understand the different expectations that partners have and how our service offer should meet those expectations. Every partner is different. On the one hand, we have some great ready and learning partners, but that never have implemented Odoo before and that need our help to guide and to coach them through their very first Odoo implementation projects. And on the other hand, well, we have some great gold and silver partners that already successfully implemented a lot of projects before and that only need our help from time to time for a specific scope. So I believe that our service offer should be different and adapted to all those different needs as well. Because at the end, we all have a common goal. We all need to onboard our users on time and on budget. So basically, I think that we have to keep that goal in mind for our service offer as well. But what is even more important there is to understand our own mindset that we have in the collaboration with our partners. Because we're absolutely not interested in selling services, but we're definitely interested in investing time in our partner growth by putting them in contact with our most experienced business analysts, but always adapted on their current need. So our mission is clear. We need to provide excellence to our partners and assist them in their growth by providing them adapted services to every need. And before I would like to go in detail of those services, I would like to take the opportunity for a partner I worked a lot with during the last year, and I would like him to share his experience on how the collaboration with us made him grow over the last year.
I saw something with the name Odoo, and I said, what the hell is Odoo? I started to dig in and I saw something unbelievable. End-to-end solution in the cloud, open source, less expensive, less risky, and you can bring very fast a real working solution to organization and to put it end-to-end. I decided immediately to go and to visit the Odoo experience. I found that the team, the people of Odoo, are a young team, very smart, very supportive, very professional. Immediately, I decided to be a partner of Odoo in Israel. They suggested that one of my team will come to Belgium and stay with the R&D team to learn the platform. That was a real surprise for me to get this invitation, and we agreed, of course, immediately.
As a developer, it was amazing to see the abilities. There is no limit. I can do whatever I want with the framework, and it's really wide software. So the company culture is great, and the people are very welcome. The first thing I learned about Odoo is that there is no water in Belgium, just beer, and they really like the after-work barbecue. I learned how to do it in the Odoo way and how to work in the correct way with the framework and to use it for the Israeli market.
To make sure that we are doing things right, we consult with an expert from BDO, the accounting firm.
Here in Leyline, we did the practical localization in Israel and the tax-related localization that we needed. We worked on the localization during the COVID quarantine. It was a quite interesting experience to do all this stuff without meeting anyone and dealing with Odoo in Israel, Leyline, talking with Odoo in Belgium. The cooperation was great over there and in Israel. So after I defined what we needed to do, withholding tax, VIT, stuff that nobody cares about besides accountants and the tax authorities, the development did a great job.
We needed to have local teams that can work with our customers, and we did the training with Odoo consultant.
I got my training through an Odoo onboarding that we did with 2 experts. We had weekly meetings on Zoom, and we basically each week had a use case and different topics that we had to learn. We learned a lot from that, and that's basically how I got my training.
אנחנו עובדים באופן רציף. פתאום אנחנו רואים שיש לנו המון מידע, מאוד מהיר, מאוד יעיל. בעזרת הצוות של טק אנחנו בונים את הדוחות נכון.
It's great that we have Odoo, the professional services team, and the functional consultant that we can consult with them.
I'm the youngest one in the office, but it doesn't make any difference. We're a small team, close-knit team, and it works.
חברה ישראלית, אנחנו המותג הכי גדול בישראל בתחומים שאנחנו עוסקים בהם.
We help them to bring a new solution.
תוכנת האודו יודעת לתת מענה מושלם לכל המעטפת שתחבר לנו בסופו של יום את התהליך מרצפת הייצור, דרך המערך הלוגיסטי, למערך המחירות, עד ללקוח שבעצם יבצע את רכישות המוצרים שלנו בכל העולם.
More digital, more efficient.
The Odoo experts are super nice, and we also keep in contact with them now if we have any questions when we have real clients.
We would like to grow. We would like to enter to enterprise, larger organizations, and it's not easy. But since we are working with Odoo as a solution and the partnership with the Odoo team, I'm sure that we can make it.
So thank you very much for sharing that experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to continue that collaboration during the next year. So to continue our presentation, I would like to go through a typical journey of a partner. And it all starts with the onboarding. Actually, I'm pretty excited to talk about onboarding because we only launched it like a month ago. During the last year at Odoo, we recruited a lot, but really a lot of new business analysts. I think on an average, if I'm not mistaken, we recruited like 50 new business analysts on a monthly basis. So we had to come up with a great onboarding plan in order to onboard all those consultants as fast as possible and to make them Odoo experts. So I'm very happy to announce that we took that same course and we translated it into an e-learning video so that as from now on, your project leaders can be onboarded by our own Odoo coaches that already coached a lot of business consultants internally. So what is it all about? It's about a course of 2 months. And of course, during the course, first of all, we will concentrate on the product. We will go through the different applications that we have in Odoo Enterprise, but we will also discuss Odoo implementation methodology, project management, and some best case scenarios. So I believe this course is really interesting for new partners that want to learn from us, but also from existing partners that want their new hires, their project leaders being onboarded by us. So if you take a look at the course itself, well, let's say that about 50% is all about teaching material, written documentation, but also pre-registered videos. And theory is great, but of course, we need to practice as well. So we took some real case scenarios, and we translated them in use cases so that you can practice on it, but also learn from it and use that for your own Odoo implementation projects. And only 30% of the time is dedicated to an onboarder. So we try to reduce the service impact as much as possible. And as from the moment that you're up to it, well, together with you, we will define a dedicated agenda, of course, based upon the availabilities of your employees as well. So what's in there for you? Well, first of all, you will be able to benefit from our continuously updated onboarding. And we're very happy, if possible, of course, to invite you in our own premises as well, so that your employees can meet our Odoo colleagues and get inspired by our Odoo culture. And we believe pre-sales. During the last year, we also implemented a lot of big projects at Odoo internally. So we need to come up with a great pre-sales cycle. And if I talk about pre-sales, I talk about the ROI cycle. So by collaborating with our pre-sales analysts, well, you will be able to implicate them as from the very beginning. As from the very beginning with the first discussions with your prospects, they will help you by qualifying their needs and organizing the first demonstrations. After that, they will organize together with you the different workshops and go through the different requirements in order to come up with an implementation project plan. So why ROI analysis? Well, first of all, we had gap analysis. Gap analysis is great. We will go during the workshops, definitely, and discuss all the lists of different requirements and come up with a project budget and planning. So we will mainly focus, let's say, on the costs, but we also wanted to change the client perception of that analysis and provided added value by implementing Odoo. So that's where the R of the R analysis comes in place, because we also want to identify inefficiencies and ways to solve them by implementing Odoo. And providing added value is also about savings and time optimizations and making suggestions about the current processes in place. So after the analysis, well, we will come up with an output that we will present to your customer based upon our own tools and keep in mind all the different KPIs that I told you before. So by collaborating with us, we'll be happy for you to learn how to use our own tools so that you can use them for your future ROI analysis as well. So what's in there for you? Well, first of all, you will be able to benefit, as I told, to benefit from our own tools. But as from the beginning, we will define together with you a proper project budget and planning. And thanks to the R of the ROI analysis, well, we will provide added value also by implementing Odoo. If you want to know more about the ROI cycle, well, Marie is giving a great talk about it as well, and she will tell you all about it. So next, let's discuss about the implementation of your project. And that's why project coaching is great. If we talk about project coaching, we think about our own Odoo implementation methodology. That methodology is based upon, let's say, two ways of working. As from the beginning, we will concentrate on the current architecture, but also getting, let's say, the big image of the business of the customer, so that we can come up with what we call our MVP, our minimum viable product. And actually, it's all about getting the customer as soon as possible in production with the minimum requirements, so that the users can adopt Odoo as fast as possible. And only after that, we will concentrate on the second deployment. And the second deployment, we will discuss more about secondary applications that are not a priority as from the beginning, discuss advanced configuration and development if necessary. But all those would slow down the first implementation. So what's in there for you? Well, first of all, you will be able to learn about our Odoo implementation methodology, but you will also benefit from a dedicated coach that will assist your team during the implementation of the project by organizing regular pipe reviews with them in order to challenge them in their decisions, but also make sure that your project is on the right track. And it's a little bit what I told you in the beginning about our mindset. We are not interested in implementing the project for you. You as a partner, you will remain at every moment responsible of the project. So project coaching is great, but we will never find someone that know everything about Odoo. That's why we have a great team of experts in our team as well. And basically it's all people that had some business knowledge before they started at Odoo. We have experts in all domains, as from technical to finance to marketing. And by collaborating with them, you can implicate them for a specific scope of your project. So let's imagine that you're about to implement a big finance scope. Well, by collaborating with a finance expert, you can include them and use their functional knowledge only for that specific phase. So what's in there for you? Well, first of all, you will be able to get trained by our Odoo experts in all those different domains. If you lack the functional knowledge in your team, well, we got your back and we'll be happy to put you in contact with an expert for the knowledge that you are missing at that moment and secure that predefined scope. If you want to know more about our experts team, well, I think Michael is giving a great talk about that one as well. And by the way, I just forget to mention before, if you want to know more about the Odoo implementation methodology as well, well, Antoine Sancy is diving into this one, and Catherine is giving two interesting talks, I think, about change management as well. So don't hesitate to follow those as well. And last but not least, we still have our Q&A approach. Let's say that for partners that don't need our assistance on the long term, but only have punctual questions from time to time, and they need punctual help from time to time, they can still send their questions to our predefined email alias that will arrive in our pipe ticketing system. It's managed on a daily basis. There are two of our most experienced consultants that work on a daily basis in order to answer all those tickets. So what's in there for you? Well, first of all, you will obtain fast and reliable answers on all your questions. It's only managed by our most experienced consultants, and not only functional consultancy is included. Also, if your developers, are stuck, you will be able to use the same process. So to end up my presentation, I would like to include, well, definitely the most famous person at Odoo, because thanks to her effort and the effort of many others, well, we were able to create some great online documentation. But it's all theory. We will never be able to create documentation for all different Odoo implementation projects. So by collaborating with us, by collaborating with consultants that implemented a lot of projects before that struggled in those projects and learned from it, well, we think that it will make your journey real. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you will enjoy Odoo experience. And I'm definitely looking forward to collaborate with you in the future. So if you have any other questions, I will be available here for the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this amazing talk, and thank you, Odooers, for joining us. Now we're in the Q&A session, and definitely ask as much questions as you can. Now is the time. So, quite a topic, and a lot of new services are coming up for partners. When it comes to this one, you mentioned you can almost like train new people, but do you think that these sessions should be attended only by newcomers to the partners company, or maybe somebody else should join them as well?
Well, basically, we were wondering first who would want to attend all those courses. And basically, when we launched it, we've seen that there is a wide range of different partners that immediately started with the onboarding. Because actually, it's not only, let's say, for new partners. The course is very basic, let's say, and it's really the onboarding that our new business analysts start when they start at Odoo. So I believe, as I mentioned in the talk, that it can be for every partner. For new partners, it's great because they never used Odoo before, and so they can really be trained by Odoo coaches that already trained a lot of different business analysts internally. But also, we also saw that different historical partners start to go through this course with their new hires, because basically it's a course of 2 months, so it's not too long, and they can immediately be trained by Odoo coaches that already implemented a lot of different projects. So I believe it's for everyone. We have to see what it's going to give, but for the moment, I'm really excited about it, and we hope that it will continue like that. Yeah.
Uh, I'm happy about it as well because Odoo is creating a movement on really understanding IT projects and making them fast and efficient. Usually, oh, at least my clients, they come and they say, well, IT projects are difficult to measure, and usually they balloon. So Odoo is fighting this with introducing our methodology and making, rather than a big bang, as we call, approach, where we just make everything at one point, we do it incrementally. And as well, we talked about a little bit before, project coaching as well. Is it a part of our new methodologies as well? Could you expand a bit
Yeah.
on that?
Well, actually, it was always been part, let's say, of the services that we offer to partners. But we can see more and more, and I totally understand new partners that start working with Odoo. Well, they never implemented any project before, so basically they don't have like 1,000 colleagues behind them that can help them. So they need to search on the internet, I guess, for getting their answers. And by using the coaching, well, basically. The return that we had from them was really great because in their first project, well, we intervene really on let's say a frequently basis, on a weekly basis. We go with them through their different questions. We challenge them also in the decisions that they want to take in their project, and we explaining how we would do it, let's say internally, so that they, if they open to it, they can learn from our methodology. And basically, we follow them up on a weekly basis during the whole project in order let's say, to be sure that it's on the right track. So yeah, our methodology is part of it. Of course, it's always, let's say, up to the partner also as how far you want to go. But how we see it is that, well, the partner remains responsible for his project, but he can use us, let's say, as a second opinion, a coach during the whole implementation of the project.
That's really good. We have a few questions from the audience as well. Where, how can you engage with this training? Is it online? Do you need to sign up somewhere?
Yeah. Well, basically, well, first of all, the course was internally because we imagined our onboarding plan internally. Actually, it's continuously evolving also because we have a lot of new recruits. So it's continuously evolving. But we translated it indeed into an e-learning platform so that our partners can subscribe to it because a lot of them are part of videos and documentation and different use cases that are online. And as mentioned in the talk, well, there is only a small part of services that are one-to-one conversations with an Odoo coach that will basically go through everything that they saw in the week, go through the different solutions of the use cases, and go through the documentation in order to see if they saw all of that. So yeah, it's online. You can subscribe it, but of course we prefer that there is a part of services in there to be accompanied because, as mentioned, 30% is service.
Okay, perfect. And is there a limit on how many employees in one company can attend these courses?
Yeah, that's a good question. In the first time, we didn't really thought about it. So we had some cases where there were more than 25 people attending the course, which was not so, let's say, useful. So for us, we believe that the best is to have like 5 people together, but of course it can be a little bit larger depending on the audience, but no more than 10, I think.
And when it comes to professionals on Odoo's side, who will be consulting these businesses? So when it comes to this training, are they really experienced professionals, or maybe a little bit of a freshies that coming in to Odoo and just starting from scratch?
Yeah, I think because we hired so many people over time that we have now a lot of experienced consultants as well.
Okay.
So I think on an average, you must imagine that an Odoo coach is like has 1 year of experience at least at Odoo, and they already coached some new hires. So I think we aim at least to only put our most experienced consultants in contact with our partner. For the coaching and the onboarding, well, let's say that the principal person is the Odoo coach is at least 1 year of experience. And depending in the course, where there are some, let's say, some technical courses in there or some courses about ROI analysis, then we try to put that course in the hands of an experienced consultant in that part. So sometimes different consultants will intervene.
Okay, perfect. And is it when it comes to the training itself, is it a little bit rigid, or is it really tailor-made when it comes to the content of the course? For example, here we have a question: are there some courses for technical training as well? Maybe, and when it comes to project, is it a little bit generic or project-oriented, Odoo project-oriented training? So is it flexible? Is it tailor-made?
It's not tailor-made because
Okay,
otherwise we should invent it for every partner differently. So
that's
of course
correct.
we have, let's say, a basis. To speak about the technical part, most of the technical stuff in the onboarding, well, because it's given by functional consultants, we don't go that far. So it's very limited, let's say, in the technical knowledge. We're not developers, so
Yeah.
it's not the aim to be able to develop. For that, we have a technical training that's also online. It's a week, 1 week training that we can offer, and it's purely for developers. Here it's more, let's say, oriented for business analysts, so no development skills. So no, it's not tailor-made. It is our onboarding plan that we use internally, but because we continuously update it internally, well, we continuously update it as well. So yes, it's also let's say linked to project because the use cases that we use in there are really real case scenarios that we already implemented and that we use as a basis for the use cases. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And when it comes to becoming a new partner of Odoo, are you entitled to this training, or is it something that you need to acquire on the side?
You mean if you need to go through the training?
Meaning you want to become a new partner, and if you buy the pack, are you entitled to some coaching hours, or is that something that is additional service?
Well, basically, how we see it, well, the pack of services can be used for all the different services that we've seen during the session. So actually, you can start with one pack for onboarding, for example. If hours are left, they can be used for some expertise, for some project coaching, for some Q&A answers. So basically, it's all the same pack, and with the same pack, you can use all the different time of services.
Okay, perfect. And when it comes to success stories, have you already implemented this training, and do you have some successful stories for us?
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked the question. We started in August with Leyline that you saw in the videos. They already gave us some great feedback about what we can do better. We already had, in the meantime, I think about 20 onboarding plans that were sold to different partners. So 20 were already ongoing. They're not all finished yet, so we aim to send out a survey at the end because we want to learn from them what we can do better, of course. But yeah, it's not to pitch it, but the returns were very positive, and I think what they most liked is that besides from all online documentation, the one-to-one contact with an Odoo coach, well, makes the difference because they have someone to ask those questions and to continuously update them on the different topics and learn from their experience. And that's what I remember from most of the feedback that we got from them.
Perfect. Okay, and just a really quick question because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
What's the biggest discovery for you when it comes to coaching, and what the partners didn't know?
The biggest discovery, not sure what you mean with the biggest discovery in the onboarding plan.
Not the onboarding plan, but maybe some flawed methodologies or something like that. I'm not sure if we will be able to continue this discussion because
Yeah,
we're
I can
really
imagine.
running out of time. I guess this is a mystery for our speaker, for our attendance, but thank you so much for attending. Thank you for this
Thank
amazing
you.
speech, and let's continue Odoo experience. Thank you.